Without a doubt, the novel is the queen of fictional forms. From a purely practical standpoint, it's the form most demanded by publishers. But it's also an innately satisfying form, and without getting too woo-woo here, it does seem to capture something visceral about the pace at which human beings process information. We like to think about things, we like to chew on them, walk away, come back, and think about them some more. The novel offers exactly this, a deep immersion in a new world that can sustain many interruptions and returns. To extend the travel metaphor, the novel's great gift is that it can take us on a sustained journey, both to and through new places. To, because in many cases it requires an immediate, complete immersion in a protagonist who isn't us. Through, because a novel can never be static. It must keep moving, keep changing, offering up new conflicts, subplots, highways and byways to keep our interest piqued and our intellect challenged. Now, this class won't afford you the opportunity to work on a novel draft, but for those of you who might have a novel project simmering away in the background, we offer a few words of advice. What's the difference between a writer who needs 10 years to write a novel and a writer who needs 2? An outline. Okay, well maybe that's a little glib. But we believe wholeheartedly in the ability of an outline to guide you through that first draft, like a map through a desert, or swamp, or storm. Pick your bleakest metaphor. If you've never written a novel before, it can help to choose a structure that builds on your strengths as a writer of shorter fictions and helps you work up to the longer length. No one is born a novelist, just as no one, even the most naturally talented runner, is born a marathoner. You need to work up to that length by thinking strategically about your novel plan. How can you link together a number of shorter narratives, presumably a length you're comfortable with, to get one longer narrative? We suggest you review our unit on 7 story forms, paying particular attention to the listing and nested structures. Failed novelists usually have amazing openings. The first 20 or 50 pages will be polished, gripping, sizzling, everything to entice a reader to keep going. Why is that? Because they've spent all their time and energy in those first 50 pages as a way of avoiding the rest of the novel. Now here's a hard-earned truth. Anyone can write a novel opening. Inspiration and enthusiasm have carried many a would-be writer a certain distance. Where real writers are separated from wannabes is the latter half of a first draft. Who has the iron will required to soldier on when the going gets tough? And who will retreat to the safety of endlessly polishing that opening? Our advice is to get the opening behind you and keep it there. Don't stop generating new material until you reach the end of a first draft. And only then will your real work begin. Now this is particularly challenging advice for those short story perfectionists who are used to editing their work as they go. They revise until their pages have a dewy perfection before they allow themselves to go on. Yeah, well, as a novelist, you're going to have to let go of that. Think of generating that first draft as a gathering of materials. You're not writing so much as you're finding your heap of clay or assembling the paint colors you want to use. There will be lots of time to revise and polish once you have that big, gloriously messy draft in front of you. But until that time, you're wasting energy revising scenes or chapters that may well get cut in the next draft. Let yourself write quickly and messily in the service of getting all your ideas down. And once you have them all laid out in front of you, only then can you get a sense of the novel you're dealing with. And only then can you call yourself a novelist.